Coach, talk to us a little bit about this weekend's two-game road trip facing San Francisco State for the first game on Friday and then Saturday heading over to Sonoma.
San Francisco State's going to pose a difficult challenge for us. Their defensive intensity is a great defense. They're going to be up in us, pressure us, and we're going to have to be secure with the basketball and limit our turnovers.
Coming off the second loss of the season against Cal State San Bernardino, what were some really positive things that your team can take away and use as some momentum heading into this weekend series?
Cal State San Bernardino down there, our second game, we came back from a double-digit deficit and gave them a run for their money. Thought we had some pretty good poise there the second half. Thought we took some better quality shots and finally got some stops. So we showed a little bit of character, a little bit of poise there in a tough environment.
Looking ahead at San Francisco State, can you elaborate any more about what fans can expect to see when the Jacks face them this Friday?
Yeah, hopefully they'll see an up-tempo basketball team again and sharing the ball, and a team that's fired up, try to get the first victory as far as conference win, and being on the road is not an easy task. So we'll get down there early and we'll get ourselves fired up and make sure we're ready to compete.
The Jacks picked up a pair of wins last season against Sonoma State. What's different about this year's Seawolves team?
They're a tough team, well coached, and they'll have us scouted extremely well. One of their strengths of their staff is they scout extremely well. They get their teams prepared. Good news is they're only going to have one day to prepare for us, not the entire week. Second round of conference play, they'll have the entire week to prepare for us when they come up here and play us here. So that's the good news. The tough news is that they'll be scrappy, tough, and they'll rebound well from the night previous. Having Cal State San Bernardino as our travel partner this year is a plus for the Jacks in that our opponent will have a very difficult game on Friday nights when we play them the next night, Saturday night.
How different is it for you and your coaching staff preparing for this weekend's games compared to the first game you had against Cal State San Bernardino with very limited tape on that team?
Yeah, we only have three or four games to draw on as far as researching and scouting. So we're getting a better feel for each team's tendencies offensively, defensively. Their top 3, 4, 5 players will have pretty dialed in at this point. Certainly not what it'll be in February and March. However, a little bit better of a taste. Won't be quite a surprise.
Have you been pleased overall with the production of Alan Guay? His position shifted a little bit this year, and he's kind of expected to be more of a scorer, not just a great ball handler.
Alan's doing a great job. Every day he shows up physically ready to go. Mentally never wavers. A real strong personality and a guy who competes, whether it's when the lights go on Friday and Saturday night, game time, or if it's Monday afternoon practice. He's on all the time. Does a great job in the classroom. He did a great job as a teammate, and we certainly like to go to battle with Alan.
We've talked a lot about Malik Morgan and his early season success, as well as Calvin Young II, but talk to us a little bit about Harold Perry, a guy that suffered an injury early on in the season, but has rebounded rather well.
Yeah, Harold's been, constant, and he's got a great energy, high flyer, great athlete, really get out and defend, cause problems for the opponent, and his time's ticking. He's got 1 year. He's a 1-year guy here. He's a senior, and he's on the edge of his seat, wanting to get more playing time, and I think things are working out for him, and I look forward to playing him some more in these games coming up.
Taking a look at a player like the caliber of David Howard, coming back from being one of the top players in the conference last season, undeniably, and now looking at him this year, his numbers and his role have kind of changed. Talk to us about what you expect from David this season and how he's adjusting to his new role.
David's he is adjusting a little bit from his role. Shot selection being 1, 2, his playing time itself has gone down a little bit. We do have other players that are capable players that can score the basketball, so he's learned how to share that a little bit better. And I think ultimately, when this team starts getting the chemistry we're looking for, I guess you'd call it his new role, will be established and be real significant for the Jacks.
Do you still see David as a player that can go out and put up the kinds of impressive offensive numbers that he put up last year, even with this new change in minutes and expectations?
I think he can. In fact, we know he can. It just when certain teams key on David, we're going to have to adjust to that. And I think we do have the counters. We have the other players that are on the floor. They're able to score those necessary points to win. If we need to isolate David, we certainly go to him at any time. Feel good about that isolation. And anybody in the conference, we feel pretty good about that. But I think we do have quite a few players on our roster, and that remains to be seen, but that can score in the 10s, the 15s, the 20 margins and see, if we can go to those people as well.
One last question for you, Coach. Just looking at the outstanding performances so far this year from Calvin Young II, looking at he's one of the conference's most efficient shooters. What do you tell a young player like that when he goes out on the court against these tough conference opponents to get him ready to go?
Get the ball more. Go get that basketball. If he's going to shoot that high percentage, we certainly want the ball in his hands a little bit more. Offensively, he can crash the boards, and his ability to jump and go get the ball. He's got a real good nose for the ball when he wants to go get it. Is certainly a plus for us. Defensively, he needs to be more of a threat defensively and get block shots and play early in the defensive possession. I think he'll be a very, very good player for us.
Coach, good luck this season. The Jacks face San Francisco State Friday evening and Sonoma State Saturday evening. Both games tip off at 7:30 p.m. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.